watching Curtis throw chips. So, I've come to realize watching many news sources, and when I say many, I mean over 35. It seems like my group, the independent, non-political, independent thinker, has been completely fucking left out of the equation. Even the Young Turks, I had to send them, and I don't do that a lot, but I had to comment that, hey, what about us? I listened to you guys talk for 45 minutes and nothing was said about me. Nothing you said related to me. Yeah, I understand all the issues and the problems, okay, but why am I not included in the conversation for solution? Everybody's vote, 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 vote. Yeah, yeah. Well, I think independents became independents because they want to vote independently. Thank God, as far as I'm concerned, both the Republican and the Democratic parties are minorities. I believe normal, calm, sensible, scientific thinking Americans, okay, that you believe in climate change and you think that corporate greed is out of hand and that Walmart is killing every mom and pop store that ever existed. I'd love to move into a town that had independent shops for all of my needs and support an entire economy. And everyone complained when Walmart came up here. I did. I said, look, this is going to kill the town. And it did. You have retail jobs working for checks that they spend at other retail places. And yeah, it's an economy, but it's not growing. They've chased every big business that was going to come to Redding or Shasta County, said, screw that. Our industrial park is fucking empty. I'm not a capitalist, nor am I gullible enough to think that when someone makes $30 million for really doing nothing other than sentencing others to a lower pay scale, that's their fucking job, we have an issue. We have a bit of a problem. Everybody gets screwed. In the way that things are run now, everyone gets screwed. Okay? Except for the people gaming the system. And capitalism allowed these groups to move into positions that they set their own paychecks. What a fucking deal. What a deal. Well, I'm worth 30 million because we made this much money last year. Well, wait a minute. So you're telling me that the guy that made, $70,000 who actually busted his ass every single day, and what you did was sit around boardrooms talking about how to get more production out of that guy, and you got $30 million? I can tell you that's not communist. That's fucking union. I am a strong believer that unionization and labor representation could really, really do everything the Republicans want the government to be and how it's supposed to be run. We could. See, that's the shameful thing. The fucking Republicans don't know what the hell they're doing. They're Democrats. They're too stubborn to think that there's any other way than a complete and total give in to our heartstrings. Now, there's a big difference between having a scientist keep a job to do research on mosquitoes that could save millions of people, one fucking guy, and that guy is barely making it. See what I'm saying? If you examine the system and how it works and the people that actually affect change and help us every single day, they're the ones that are fucking attacked all the time, because usually when something is good for the public or you or I, it is terrible for somebody's wallet somewhere. From regulations, especially regulations. I watched the Bay Area where I grew up fishing. I watched that turn into just a horrible mess. The fish disappeared. The water got clean and clear. No more water coming down from the delta. It was clear. You might as well be out by Alcatraz, okay? When you've got 20 feet of visibility just off of the refinery at Standard Oil, there's something wrong, okay? When it's low tide and you've got that kind of visibility, there's a fucking problem. And when I was young, you could stand up on the bluff and see hundreds of baby sharks because it was a breeding area estuary for all the sharks. We swam with them, as a matter of fact, hundreds of them. The beach was covered in shark teeth. It was really a trip. But I watched it just decline to just shit. I've watched it my whole life. This is the problem. This is why I want people to understand that what I'm talking about is what's happening in my life and what I've seen. This isn't shit that I read somewhere. This is my fucking experience, okay? I've seen it happen with my own eyes. I've watched the pollution and the poison happen. I've lost family members to it. It doesn't take a fucking Einstein to understand the simple concept, okay? You have the guy on the line working his ass off, okay? Minimum 5 days a week, sometimes longer, or overtime hours when stuff needs to get done, because that's just what you do for the team, okay? Period. You get paid extra for it, okay? So don't bitch. Do your overtime. Most people want it. And that guy, he's going to make, let's say, $130,000 a year at the highest level down there. All the way down to the beginning person, it's going to make like, 6/10 of that. That entire labor group, okay, there's some point where here you have labor and then it breaks into an executive branch. That next layer, executive branch, I can tell you, in almost every fucking company that I've ever seen, doesn't need to be there. They're called upper middle management suck-ups who just try to pass on information, okay, that everyone below this guy understands better than him. They want to report on, quality control or, whatever it is that's going on in the factory, right? That keeps shit running from personnel to the temperature and humidity in the place. Everybody has a job to make everything run smooth, okay? It's not that guy. It's not that fucking guy. And it's not that guy all the way to the goddamn top of the fucking food chain. It's that last guy at labor. He's the fucking guy that keeps the factory going. He's the one that knows everything. He's probably done 3 or 4 of the fucking jobs that are on the floor. He understands. Okay, I have an auto worker, which is kind of what I'm relating to right now. It stops right there. There's no need for 65% of fucking management. Because what is going to change? Who makes what? What is your job? If you're 3 fucking levels above that guy, and you're 8 levels from the head of the company, what is your job? What the fuck is your job? To try to convince the public there's no such thing as climate change? Or that building electric cars is something that's going to happen, so get over it and let's move to building great and good electric cars? See? Labor would be all for that. They're not going to lose their job. Everybody's going to want to... When we finally, if we can keep these motherfuckers from trying to nickel and dime us to death, we'll have cars that are covered in solar panels. That will be the structure of the car, will be a fucking solar panel. Done. Okay? You cannot let these fucks tell you what is and is not possible, because we don't know that. Because everyone has been restricted and held back for so long, okay? When cars are designed to be solar-powered cars, and they should be way cheaper than a gasoline-powered car. There's way less to make in the goddamn thing. And if the government gets off its ass and allows people to put solar power stations in neighborhoods and on roofs at a reasonable economic price, and don't let them fall victim to these fucking YouTube guys, oh, solar panels are free. They're not fucking free. That's a lease program where you buy a program. You're just leasing. Okay, you don't own the fucking panels. You still have to maintain them though, kind of like a reverse mortgage. It's at the minimum, it's overzealous business practices. Okay, but clearly it's very fraudulent too. There are solutions. That labor part right there, you see, that is the country. That is middle America, isn't it? Huh? That's where I proudly belong. I don't belong up in middle management because they don't fucking like me. They don't like my attitude when I tell them they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I've lost more than one job because of that. You have to have principles, right? That guy, he's the one that should be getting a lot. You know, the person making 30 million should be getting 1 million a year. What the fuck do you do for that? Get chauffeured around the company, go to a few meetings, talk about how we, try to sell more of this and more of that. No, I'll tell you what you do. You take that $29 million and you spread that down the line, and you do that for every fucking executive below you. The ones that are only getting 10 million, oh, well, fuck that. Now you get 1 million. How much money did they make when the workers said fuck you and walked off the job? How much money were they making? How much were the stockholders making? What good did it do anybody, okay, that they had to do that? They were forced to do that, just like SAG and the writers. People were trying to figure out, oh, well, we'll get fucking AI and we'll get them to sign a contract saying that we can use their features and their voice and everything for the infinite fucking amount of time. Would you do that? That they could replace you with a fucking AI actor and there's nothing you could do about it? Would you sign that contract to get a job? Well, I don't think so. Union, union, union. This is what, there's a lot of, you go look at Karl Marx and shit. I mean, there is a socialist communist flavor to giveaways. But we're not talking about giveaways. They want to call it a giveaway. They want to taint it and color it as if it's some kind of fucking communist giveaway and we're going to ruin the fucking country. I tell everyone now, okay, when I was 16, the tax rate over $250,000 was 100%. The last time we had a fucking actor in office gave the goddamn farm away to big business, and nothing's ever been the same. Wages kind of froze right the fuck there. No, actors are not good for business. I'll tell you who is good for business, okay? That fucking top guy in the shop who has done it all. Who that's who you go to. This fucking broke. Plant is going to be shut down. Oh, the fuck, we're losing money. Get Bob. Get Bob. Everybody wants to call fucking Bob. Bob's the guy that should be making the fucking big bucks. He's the one that keeps the place running, okay? That's how I've always seen every job I've been on, and it's caused problems, okay? Because I don't like upper middle management suck-ups. And I don't mind telling them that their job is being a upper middle management suck-up. Oh, you tell her, and then she tells him, and then he tells her, and then it's all guys from there. They all tell each other all up the chain what's going on down on the floor. And then the guy at the top, he says, well, no, I think they should work more hours for less money. No, I'm not going to deal with an insurance company. Whatever the top guy is doing, it's not for the guys on the floor. It's for the stockholders. Okay? How much fucking money did the stockholders in the company make when they walk off the job? So it's really not about communist or socialism, is it? It's about fucking reality. Who's making the product? Who's getting the job done? Who makes the plant run from day to day? And really, without that guy from there on up, the fucking company would be fine if you just had a few accountants. That's all you need. You don't even need a fucking board of directors, okay? You just need that because that guy's going to have his 10 or so guys under him that are kind of like his trainees at the factory, and they've always known this. You fucking listen to what Bob says, you know what I mean? And all of the large companies that I've been to, that's how they're designed. And the ones that function the best are the guys that have that top upper working class group that really understand how shit works. Why didn't we get our materials? Well, this guy has fucked us the last 10 times on supply dates. Let's not use him anymore. Yeah, but he's the cheapest fucking guy. And then that goes up 25 fucking people to the top. Everybody being paid 10 times what this guy's being paid. Goes all the way up to the fucking top so the guy can go, Well, we're going to stay with that guy. And that goes all the way fucking back down the bottom of this chain again. Everyone making more money than this guy at fucking on the labor floor. And then they tell him, well, we can't do it because it's not in the budget. What the fuck? Am I seeing this wrong? Okay. Yeah, labor, they're so aggressively fucking targeted and picked on and singled out in a group. The Air Force fucking hated me, okay, because I was absolutely contrary to everything that they fucking stood for, because I thought what they were standing for, from what I saw, from my view, was just a fucking waste of everything. Resources, time, talent, you fucking name it. Sad. Labor, unions. I think that's the difference between me and pretty much, I've had Democrats that were anti-union, and I've had Republicans that were anti-union. Lately, Republicans, businessmen, seem to be way against unions, that they're looking for some kind of goddamn handout. We're already giving them this. They should be fucking thankful. You actually had a CEO say that people should be more fucking thankful for their jobs and they wouldn't be asking for so much. You know what? If everyone in that guy's business walked off the fucking job that has to do with him, he might understand. You see, once you get in that elite class of money, I swear they get a disease. Not just the billionaire's disease. You don't even have to be a billionaire to have this disease take over and corrupt your fucking mind. Where you start rationalizing that you deserve better, that you're not going to be responsible for what you said or what you did. See? Yeah. It's sad. Other people, you can't be responsible for anybody anymore because they should have this and they should have that, and bootstraps and all the other fucking shit that they've always said. Well, guess what? In the world you've created, it doesn't work for everybody that way. There's just not enough to go around the way you want it to fucking work, brother. And some people just can't do it, especially some people that actually see the truth. They see the truth that the system is rigged. They're not stupid. They're smart. They understand right away what's going on. And some people just can't handle that because they're smart, but they're not emotionally strong. And that's how you end up with fucked up minds. I'm not saying that capitalism should be abandoned, because right now we don't have a reasonable replacement, okay? But it can be modified to a very large degree to function much better for everyone. The country would be out of debt in 5 years. Climate change would be mitigated in a much more serious fashion, okay? More salmon in the rivers. Why not? How is that a bad thing when I want my great-great-grandkids to do what I did? And you got Republicans that are all outdoorsy and gunsy. Well, so the fuck am I, okay? My whole goddamn life. I'm probably a better shot than 99% of the fucking gun owners out there. But this world isn't the world I grew up in. I could walk down the street with my gun over my shoulder, walk down to the beach and go shoot my shotgun. And no one ever thought a single fucking thing of it. No one thought anything about it. And that can be tied directly to the way your government decided to approach foreign affairs. That's for another video, okay? Going to dominate the world and spread capitalism and democracy. Oh, did I say that? I meant democracy and capitalism. Unions. If you're not in a union and you're losing out. You need that representation. Yeah, they charge you, but it's, to keep lawyers in retention and shit, it's not cheap. Yes, there's a cost to it, but it's not unbearable. It's not unreasonable, which is, again, what they try to tell you. Oh, you're going to pay all this fucking money and nothing's going to get done. No, what's going to happen is the more unions we have in America, the more they're going to stick together. And pretty soon you'll have 5 or 6 fucking unions, major unions, So if the car people go, if car people that build our cars go on strike because everyone's dragging their feet on electric cars and trying to make them too expensive, so no one wants them, and they're the ones fucking up the business because of not just their pay scales, but because of the whole marketing thing. Okay, that's cause for the auto worker to say, well, hey, fuck you. You know, if you just didn't try to take advantage of everybody, you could lower the price of the car, we could make more, you could make a little less, and everyone will be happy. Now, to a union person, that sounds reasonable, but to a non-union shop, and especially the people upstairs, that's terrifying. Because they know how fucking good they got it, and they don't want anybody fucking with that chocolate donut, okay? Unionizing is the only way. It's the only legitimate way. You know, it's violence out of the question. Political action never going to fucking happen. Okay, there's too many of them that are, you know, part and parcel of the system. How else would Donald Trump get elected president? Right? As an independent, I'm horrified that we could have such a poor businessman become our president on a giant lie that he was a great businessman, when all you had to do is have the fucking seventh grade, you know, reading skills to read what a poor businessman he was, that he specialized in fucking his friends over and then moving on to the next deal and screwing a new group of people and lying and cheating and not paying his workers. He would hire workers that weren't documented and then not pay them. I hear that they threatened someone's life, and then he finally did. He broke in, just like the mob kind of mentality he has. He understood that. Unionize, unionize, unionize. If you're not unionized, and listen, it's not hard to spot those people that are company people. And being a judge of people, I guess I'll leave that in everyone's hands. I'm pretty good at it. I'd know who I would say, look, what do you think about unionizing? You don't have to explain anything else. Just what do you think about unionizing? Because when unions start sticking together, we can make national policy changes. The power in the workers' hands has always been supplemented away over here by some motherfucker. Instead of 200 union leaders of unions all over America being a political group, right? You know who they're going to vote for? Same guy I vote for. I'll guarantee you 99% of the time they're going to vote for the guy that I'm going to vote for, because they're not stupid. They're just trying to make a logical decision for how things are right now. But things have never been the way they are right now. We haven't had an overheating planet where every day is a fucking heat record somewhere. Hundreds of heat records every day this year, right? The slowing of the AMOC, the fact that methane isn't considered in any of our climate change models, and when the whole upper part of the fucking planet is defrosting. You see, I talk about having no off-ramps. One of those off-ramps is strong union labor. Because we don't, you know, what if electric cars and gasoline cars are going to get in some kind of goddamn fight over VHS, DVD, laser disc, you know, all those fucking battles, right? Betamax was, you know, it was always doomed. But we could make a vast difference. Labor could make a vast difference. And I'm that person. I'm disabled and retired, not working, but I'm 70 fucking years old, and I've watched my whole life at how this system built itself up. Reagan became president. People ripping solar panels off the fucking White House because it disgusted them so much. That tells you how brain dead that stupid motherfucker was, right? And now here we are with heat records every single fucking day, New York flooding. It's going to be a normal thing there. Okay, if you have a downstairs apartment there, you're fucked. Yeah, Reagan fucked us. He really did. He fucked us because his ego, again, it's the whole fucking ego thing, okay, that he thought he knew better, that his way was better, and he was anti-science everything. He was all for fucking trickle-down theory, which was a complete economic tragedy, okay? It was never true. It was never true. No economist ever won the Nobel Prize saying that trickle-down theory was going to save the world, trust me. I'm trying to get to 30 minutes here. I'm finding it difficult. I start getting really sad when I think about how easy it is to fix problems, and we can't because they keep us divided. They keep us divided through politics and religion and fucking cat juggling shows versus bowling, whatever the fuck it is, okay? They keep us separated and divided. And one pathway back to that is unionization. Every fucking workplace, I think, that has more than 15 people should be able to unionize. Maybe it should be a law that you're automatically in one union or another if you're employed by whatever state. And then state by state, you would have to do it or go out of business. No business would come into your cities, your state, and do any business, okay? So these stupid motherfuckers would be run out of town on rails. And everyone would be begging for the business, okay? And politics would go out the fucking window. Because reality is, it's that guy, it's the worker right there, that top guy, he's the one that should be getting $1 million plus a year when he's getting half of that, make probably a quarter of that, okay? And then everyone down from him should be making more money. And everyone above that guy who is useless, just passing useless information up and down levels of fucking command, okay? They're doing nothing. You could hire all the auto workers tomorrow, could hire a company of auditors and accountants and just say, here, just keep track of everything. That's all you'd have to do. Everything would run the way it was running. All the bills would get paid. Everything would run perfectly. But if the guy stops turning this fucking wrench, everything stops from him all the way to the top. Now, where does the power lie? In the wrench or in the pin? Is the pin mightier than the wrench? I don't know.